Are you guys ready to pay for a 50% tax thanks to Joe Biden's new tax plans? Well, too bad. The American taxpayer says no, but Biden says yes, just like in prison. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today on the internet we're going to talk about Biden's capital gains hike and how some people in some states will be paying more than 50% of their capital gains in tax. Now, of course, there are some nuances to this. Only the highest of earners, people earning more than $1 million a year, will pay this, but this has very drastic consequences. We're seeing the lumber, food, wheat prices go through the roof because inflation is coming, folks. Meanwhile, we're seeing more and more abuses by the Democrats of our legal system. Here on the Daily Mail, the FBI combed through the NSA's trove of American communications without a warrant in search for, apparently, racially motivated violent extremists. When it was already warned, the practice was unconstitutional. Now, we are seeing an overreach of the Democrats, basically pushing for more power and less consequences. They're trying to raise taxes. Inflation is here. I'm going to show you the following chart. For example, take a look at the following article. Crop prices soar to an 8-year high. Renewing food inflation fears. Staple crops heavily influence consumer prices from everything from bread to pizza dough and meat to even soda. The Bloomberg Agricultural Spot Index, which tracks key farm products, soared the most in almost 9 years. So we're already beginning to see it, a dramatic increase in prices. According to an anon on the Mongolian Basket Weaving Forum, known as 4chan, Annan says, wheat is up 50% in the last 3 months. Corn is up 35% in the last 3 months. Based beans are up 66% in the last 3 months. Bean oil doubled. Beef prices are up 40%. Chicken prices are up 25%. This is all in the last 3 months. Inflation isn't just coming, it's already here. And this is only going to get worse as incompetent buffoons like Joe Biden continue to increase the tax rates. Now we're going to talk about all of this and more, but before we do, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell button for notifications for more content. And be sure to share this video. Sharing videos is probably the best thing you can do if you want to get the word out and you want to help the channel. So, I want to talk about the FBI. The FBI has been violating American citizens' rights, and they've shown a bipartisan bias against right-wingers. Here in the article it says, the FBI searched troves of communications sucked up by the National Security Agency for information on racially motivated violent extremists without a warrant. Ignoring previous warnings, it was breaking the law. So, in America, you have a constitutional right against unlawful search and seizure. Because of this, police force and law enforcement are supposed to get a warrant. A warrant must be gotten from a judge, and there must be reasonable suspicion that you have committed a crime. Otherwise, you have rights. The FBI has been ignoring those rights. They're doing search and seizure without warrants, and the NSA has been helping them. The FBI focused many of its warrantless searches, commonly referred to as backdoor queries, on suspected far-right domestic terrorists. There you go. This was reported by the Daily Beast. Now, this is my problem. The FBI. Oh my God. The words I wish to use. The FBI is nothing more than the foot soldiers for the radical left. That's really all they are. Because they spend all their time going after right-wingers and conservatives. And they ignore Antifa. They ignore BLM. They ignore real terror, real attacks, and real crimes being committed on a daily basis. The FBI is a joke. Now, they are violating the Constitution. As far as I'm concerned, they are criminals. A senior FBI official told DailyMail.com the FBI had taken numerous steps to comply with the FISA court guidances over the past 18 months. Ah, you're so full of it. The official wouldn't answer other questions on specifics. The NSA said that it would not comment. So they've been caught red-handed. The FBI is going after right-wingers, it's going after conservatives, it's seizing data, and it's doing all of it without a warrant. People have this common misconception, especially among conservatives and right-wingers, that law enforcement is on your side. Yeah, and to some extent, I kind of believe that. I think that if you're a member of the police force or the military, you are more likely to be a right-winger, more likely to be conservative, simply because of the nature of the job. But the FBI has shown time and time again that it is basically full of left-wing activists. That is what the FBI has become. So the problem here is probably with the NSA itself. Now this is a big problem. So we're seeing increasing violations by the government as this country falls apart. And who do we have to thank for this? Well, sleepy Joe Biden, the saddest man in existence. This is a guy that literally went on a Zoom call with foreign leaders and got made fun of by Putin for being the only person to wear a mask.
Федеральному собранию Российской Федерации ежегодно и в числе важнейших в контексте социально-экономического развития страны существенно ограничить к 2050 году накопленный объем чистой эмиссии в нашей стране. Рассмотреть возможность преференций даже для зарубежных. Хотел бы еще раз подчеркнуть, что Российская Федерация...
Imagine being wrecked by Putin. We need to talk about the coming days of America, folks, because it is going to get ugly. People out there are saying that it's not a big deal, that the Democrats are trying to hike taxes all over the board, that this, for example, 50% capital gains tax will only impact people earning $1 million, therefore screw the rich, they're going to pay more tax. Well, there's a lot of reasons this is a bad idea. One, what happens if you start a business and then someday you're close to making your first $1 million? Well, guess what? If you actually make that much money, you'll be taxed, and you're actually going to end up making less money than you would if you simply kept your business small. So it will incentivize companies, for example, to not grow their business. More than that, the rich people will stop investing, they will not want to pay that tax, and they will leave the country. They will simply put their money elsewhere. And this is the problem with these tax hikes. Because literally, in more than a dozen states, Joe Biden's tax plan would raise capital gains tax to 50% or more. Long story short, this is basically going to destroy the economy. It will be left in utter shambles. Nobody is going to want to pay 50%. I don't care if you're rich. I don't care if you're poor. That is too much tax. Now, to be fair, it's capital gains, but they're going to tax this today to pay for their $1.5 trillion stimulus packages. Biden is trying to raise these taxes to pay for his infrastructure plan. The problem is it will never be enough. These governments just want to spend money, spend money, spend money. So eventually they're going to take that tax from you. In fact, with the inflation, you are already suffering. Get prepared to pay double for bread and food. That is where we are. But that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? I think it's safe to say that you should like this video, smash that button, and comment down below, because I'm very interested in hearing what your plan is to survive in the coming days. In my opinion, start a garden. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Support the channel by joining me on Patreon or Subscribestar. Joining will give you access to Fight Club, a private Discord server. Hope you enjoyed this content, folks. Stay informed, stay safe, and good luck out there. This has been Mr. Obvious, wishing you well. I'll see you all next time.